Oh yeah. Gotta love those fresh peas. So let's take you with me over here. So we talked about composting in the last video, but we were talking about it afterwards, and we realized there is a little other thing that might be interesting to some of you guys. Talking about the moisture level of the compost. So I'm not sure if I showed it in the video, but we have these tarps, and you notice that there's holes all through in the tarps. So you got to be. There might be a better material, something a little thicker that you use, because I think it's a rat that's in here that's eating the tarp, and it's fine. He's hungry too, so no big deal. But you may or may not want to use a different material. But that's the cover, because you can see I have a lid on my compost, which protects the sun from going down into my compost. And you see that most of these bins, the composting bins, have covers, and they're covered up. Normally it's because they want to keep some of the moisture in there so it doesn't evaporate away. Here's where you want. One of those guys? Look at him. Oh, he's hungry. There you go. Look at him. Snap, eat it up. I don't know if he's actually going to eat it, but...
Oh, he's getting after it.
He likes his vegetables. He's like his dad. He likes his vegetables. Good boy. Good boy. Nice. Anyways, so moisture issues. So you want to make sure it's somewhat moist. Now, one of the things that people have that question about, like how moist should the compost be? You don't want it to the point where you're squeezing it and it's basically dripping water. You're wanting it so that you're squeezing it and you can feel the wetness in your hands, but it's not like causing a heck of a lot of like black to be staying on your hands because it's so wet. So just enough, so that basically gives enough support for the microorganisms to break it down. And again, you don't want it in the direct sun, you want it kind of covered. So whether you cover it up with a tarp or a roof like this or both, that's really important. And it's the same as on both steps of the processes as well. So the first process and the second process, you'll see that the moisture level on both sides is quite nice, about the same. The moisture level over here might even be a little bit less, but overall it's just, you can feel the wetness in your hand. When you squeeze it, you got to get in there and squeeze it. You'll feel the wetness, and it's not leaving a lot. You see it's still not leaving a lot of dark to some hands. This one a little bit more because I was touching the wet one, but it's not that, you'll just know that's the right texture when you actually touch it and squeeze it. It just shouldn't be dripping. The other thing is too, on the moisture level too, on the initial stage, which is just basically my brown material that I've cut up here. So it's just like, whether that's straw, whether this is chipped wood, whatever the case might be for you. I put some moisture in there as well. So I do put some water in there and let it break down. So it's kind of naturally already broken down a little bit for you. So when you put it in this, you're already onto like another stage instead of having to wait for that to break down too much as well, right? So quick one on the moisture. We just want to talk a little bit about that. Don't be afraid. Forget to put your cover on afterwards. Pretty easy to do. I mean, I don't need to really show you this, but I will anyways. So really, that's how easy it is. Put your cover on the compost bins, and again, you put it on both of them, obviously. One thing that I have found, which is kind of handy, is I have this little stick up here, right? So I throw that on top, because if you do have compost bins and it's windy out, you'll come out here and all of a sudden your tarp will be flying away. So that's really the only thing to worry about. So again, keep that moisture level decent. You want those microorganisms to help break down the soil, and they like that little bit of moisture going on there. And also they also like the heat. So the heat, as the summer comes out like this, you'll break down your compost faster. Whereas in the winter time, again, a little less moisture, a little bit less, or more cold, it'll break down more slowly. Okay, so hopefully that helped process, and let's get you composting.